So there, when the guy called up Carter, right? He said, "Oh, okay, here's your match." And then Carter said, "Oh, you have a match for my dad?" He said, "Oh no, only had three in your guys' bracket. You, your opponent, and your dad." So no, no go.
Round robin.
I tried.
You should have took the fight.
Yeah. Carter busts me up anyway in practice all the time.
I think soon you guys can be joining my bracket though, right? Like it's gotta be on the agenda.
I'm like, I think my weight's right around 130. I think Carter's around 125.
No, I'm talking about the color of the belt.
Oh no, a long time more. We stay brown, long time.
How long you been a brown belt? A couple years?
Last December made 2 years.
Oh, 2 years.
Yeah,
that's about the time. You got some stripes on that day?
We got 2 stripes, but Maya told us, "Hey, you're not in a rush." I said, "No, I like competing. I like keep competing at brown."
I think
I
that's
think
that's a good idea.
Because once I go black, I don't think I have much of a chance.
You don't know that. You might.
Well, I mean, the guys that are black my age, they've been black belts longer than I've been doing jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, some of them been like 30-year black belts, 40-year black belts. Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's a good experience, but I don't go there to have a good experience. I go to try to win.
I wish I had more brown belt matches. I only fought twice at brown belt, and it was during COVID when I got my brown belt right before COVID. So it was like I spent all that time training and getting better, but I didn't ever get to show it. And then it's like, oh, now you're black belt. Like, this is a whole new world.
I think Maya said the same thing. He's like brown belt for like 1 year or something. Yeah. So he didn't get to compete much at brown.
Oh wow, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, so he just jumped right into it and he's a black belt. So enjoy your blue belt, purple belt, brown belt. No rush to get those next belts.
Yeah, I want to keep my blue belt as long as possible.
Well, within reason, right?
Yeah. Not like sandbagging, but just like I don't feel like I'm purple belt level yet, so that's one of them.
Do you think aspects of your game are purple belt?
I don't. Maybe certain little bits and pieces, but like overall, no. It's not purple belt level.
Like, it's harder to judge, right, as a woman, and then like you're not like the young women.
Yeah.
You don't have.
Wow, you're calling me old. You're not old. I'm over 30. Just because I'm masters.
If you compete in masters, you're not a young woman anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you don't get to test yourself against someone in your demographic as often as everyone else.
It's kind of hard to find somebody like my age, my size.
Yeah.
And then I'm just gonna be stuck with the same. I don't know. I guess the amount of females on the island that actually compete.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's the tricky part, right? Like you end up competing against the same people over and over and over again, and you figure out their game, they figure out your game. So unfortunately, we have to travel, right, to compete, and it's not cheap, right?
Yeah.
Not at all.
Stuff. So I don't know. I mean, I like that more tournaments are coming, like Fuji and Pacific Federation, but I don't know how long they can keep it up with 300, 200, 150 people competing.
Because they gotta make a profit at some point, right?
Oh yeah. So I do like Fuji. Fuji's a really well-run tournament. I like the mats. I like the refs. I like the way they stay on top of things. Right, they got somebody shepherding you in.
Yeah.
Kind of like IBJJF style, right?
That definitely makes the experience better.
Yeah.
I like fighting around the time they said I was gonna fight.
Yeah, you know that feeling, right, Eric?
Yes.
Delayed couple hours, like.
What's the longest you had to wait?
Me?
Yeah, like you're supposed to go on a certain time. How much later did it go?
Maybe just an hour.
Okay.
Yeah, not too bad.
But even at that, right? You're psyching yourself up. You're getting ready, and then you see.
And the worst is if you're in like multiple brackets too, so it's like that antsy, like anxiousness, and then you have like 4 brackets you're left to prep yourself for. And I go like, that one time it went like simultaneous, right? Like literally right after you finish, you had to like run over to the other match.
Yep, those are tough. It's like, man, I want to get as many matches as possible, but sometimes it's like they're calling your name, you're stepping out to one mat. You're like, hey, you
need like some rest time, right?
you see me signed up for 3 or 4 brackets.
Yeah. So the other thing too, like I'm trying to get people from UFC motivated to compete, like the kids, like we try to push them. Even the adults keep trying to say, okay, let's compete. Like these guys, you guys compete, right? But some of the other guys just trying to give them that little nice nudge. Okay, come on, just compete, just try it. You might like it, you don't know, right? So the more people that compete, then tournament gets bigger. Then maybe you don't have to compete against the same person every single time, right?
What drove you guys to compete? Like what was the like? Oh, let me try and do this. Let's pay some more money to fight some of my friends.
I think it was like because at one point when I first started, I felt like I wasn't training as much, but then when I got really into it and I was like constantly training, I'm like, okay, I kind of want to see, since I'm putting so much time on the mat, I want to see how I compare to everybody else, kind of like see where my caliber is. Yeah.
Okay.
For me, I just did it because I really like jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
But competing is something I'm working on because I don't have that like mindset, that urgency when I compete, I think. So I'm learning how to compete at this point. And yeah, I think
it's a skill in of itself.
Yeah,
like being able to like turn it on at that moment.
Yeah, because I think my jiu-jitsu is good.
It is?
Like for what it is.
It's good. It's good.
You are good.
But when I compete, I lack like confidence. Like, maybe I'm like nervous. So.
How many matches have you got so far?
So I did 4 tournaments.
Okay.
And
2 or 3 matches each tournament.
Like
okay.
About,
it takes a while to get comfortable. Like you were saying, right? You weren't comfortable forever.
Yes. You guys heard the story, right? I lost like my first 8 matches. I finally won 1. I think the guy just wanted to give me a chance to win. I don't know. But anyway, then the mindset is big, right? That's a skill on itself, right? So the jiu-jitsu is big, right? But just being mentally prepared and confident that you're going to go out and turn out and just play your best jiu-jitsu and not worry about anything else. It's a skill. It takes practice, right?
It definitely does. Like being able to turn it on at that moment or stay in that moment, or what gets you into that mood to like, I want to just go after it.
I think what helped me before I went to Vegas was like talking to you, right? You're giving me some insight a few weeks leading into it, and of course with Maya, right? That mindset of how you're competing, what are you trying to do, setting up some kind of a game plan, prepping, playing, practicing your strengths, right? Just going through that repetitively, right? For me, before the tournament, like I'd sleep at night thinking, I'm going to go there, I'm going to stand on the podium, they're going to raise my hand, I'm going to get the gold medal. I kept convincing myself that's what was going to happen. So when I went there, it wasn't like, oh, I think I'll do okay. In my mind, I was going to win, right? And if I lost, well, I was prepared as I possibly could be, but I couldn't go in thinking, well, if I do second, I'm okay, right? I couldn't go in thinking that way. I had to go in thinking, I'm going to come out ahead.
Yeah.
And then it's funny, I told you guys a story, but we're in the bullpen, and then the guy comes up to me and sees my name, so we're competing. And then the guy goes, oh, hey, we're competing next round. And he's telling me, oh, okay, I'm just here to do some good jiu-jitsu and have some fun.
Oh, you're like, oh, I got this.
I got you, bro. I got you. You're done. And that's the guy. He somehow turned into the crossface and choked himself and tapped.
Yeah.
So I still can't understand why he did that, but hey, whatever. You raised my hand.
Take it.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I could see how mindset is such a big playing factor in a tournament.
Yeah.
What do you guys do to like get yourself into that competition like mindset, or are you still working on it? What is like techniques or like rituals you go through?
Does music help you guys during that day? Is that kind of...
Definitely. I think music kind of like amps me up. So I'd love to listen to something more like upbeat and like, okay, I have to like move, right?
I know your dances, but what gets you going?
Every time, like, you're recording me, like, okay, this is your pre-warm-up. Like,
just some of the shuffling.
Because you listen to music, too, before your match, yeah?
But strangely, the last tournament was the first I actually listened to music.
Oh, really?
Even though I always listen.
What's in the playlist?
Like, metalcore.
Death
So, like,
metal.
I was listening to Architects before my last
Okay.
match, so... And I felt better.
The music kind of gets you in the mindset like, I'm about to go rip someone's head off.
Yeah, I guess.
Eric's a guitarist. He's a good guitarist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're actually getting your mind off of the jiu-jitsu because you're thinking about like how the guy's playing and everything.
Well, what I'm thinking about is like this is my last minute on Earth. So
Oh, that's dark.
Let me win one in my life.
What do you listen to, Robin?
The last tournament I didn't listen to anything. I just was just super focused.
Yeah.
I was just absorbing the crowd.
I thought you had a headset in, no?
Nope.
Oh,
I didn't have
really?
I wasn't listening to any music. I just focused. Right. There's a brief period where I had a little butterflies, but then I just said, you know what? go away butterflies. I'm ready for this.
Yeah.
Right? I was confident.
I can't not listen to music. Like the crowd and the environment, like is emotionally and physically draining to me. I gotta like shut it off somehow. I listen to like the most calmest, slowest crap available. I listen to like stylistics and
It's
like
funny because I hear
and
people that say like they listen to very calming music so they don't get overexcited, and Janelle listens to something that amps her up, so it's just personal
I've had
preference.
someone pull my headset off and like, what are you listening to right now? It's
I think Tang has the same aspect. Like he says he likes calming stuff because in that way when you first go in, like you're not like your heart rate's not overly amped up, then you're gonna like burn out within the first minute or two because your like adrenaline's going.
I like to just stay loose. I don't like walking in tight, but I'm also like a slower starter, so it might work against me. But I've been doing it for so long. It's like that's just what it is.
You're comfortable, yeah. I guess too, me being older, like competition excites me, but it's not so much like I'm gonna die if I don't win, right? It's not like a life and death thing for me. Like I want to win, but if I don't win, I don't tell anybody that. But if I don't win, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the ladies here did an in-house tournament, right? Kathy. And she told me she couldn't sleep for 3 nights leading up to the tournament because she was stressed out.
Was it first tournament?
First tournament.
Oh, yeah, that would do
she
it.
was super stressed out. I said, you should have told me. Like, I could have helped calm you down.
Oh, Kathy here.
Kathy, yeah.
Oh, okay.
3 nights. She couldn't sleep.
Damn.
Oh, man.
You guys might... go ahead.
Go ahead.
Like, you guys might remember your first tournament. Like, what were the nerves in the first one?
I was pretty anxious.
What was it?
I guess because like I felt like, well, I think it was like only after 6 months of training. I've never competed, like, so I'm like, I'm not really sure what to expect. And then I guess also too, there wasn't really a warm-up area, so like it's like you feel like you can't like mentally prep yourself. You're like on the side on concrete and you're like trying to do your stretches. It doesn't.
It ain't the same.
You're in such a different environment than you are on the mat, like at your school.
We gotta have a warm-up area.
You gotta.
Gotta.
Yeah. I saw the sub battleground day.
You gotta have a warm-up area.
Space.
Yeah, you
have
to. There's
Fuji.
Yeah,
a large one.
You have to, like, I don't care if you're sharing a room with your opponents, like, you need somewhere to warm up or not jog and stretch.
Yeah, because Triple Crown, I don't think they don't have.
Triple Crown or Naga.
That's so tough. That's so
hard.
tough.
Yeah. How do you come in cold? Just start going.
I think Naga used to have,
remember
they had the gym, right? But then now they don't have it anymore. Yeah.
Because somebody messed it up.
Last time, we had to pull out like cardboard boxes and just to like
on the side of the bleachers. Terrible. Give one warm up, and especially there's match they're not using half the tournament. Like give one mat, one section for guys to warm up, make a big difference.
And it made me feel so much more confident when I competed.
Well,
with the warm up match.
Break a sweat.
Yeah.
Get the body moving.
I want to break a sweat.
Yeah.
I want a full sweat, and I want to semi cool down like in class, and like then I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Do you remember your first tournament?
Yeah, but I'm pretty like nonchalant about it.
Okay.
So I kind of just did it.
You say I should show up and kill everyone.
But I progressively got better through my tournament.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I think I did Naga my first tournament. I don't know if we were even 1 year in yet. I didn't know what I was doing, obviously. Because when we started, right, me and Carter, we had nobody really guiding us to get us on the path, right?
Right.
And then we were smaller, so all I did was play guard. Like, I knew how to defend and play guard, but you kind of win the tournament doing that, right? Had this big guy. I remember this big guy. He was like trying to like Americana me or something. He couldn't finish it, but of course he smashed me in the points. But his moral victory, right? He didn't tap me. That's why I never. Those first 7-8 tournaments, I didn't know how to compete. My game was just so play guard, stay safe, lock the other guy down. He cannot score points that way.
Yeah.
But then it started to open up, right? Then now it got a little different. I understand how to play tournament style, right? That's kind of one of the things too, right? I mean, you told me about it too, and I've seen some of it where when you're competing, it's not who has the best jiu-jitsu. Not always, right? Yeah. If you get up a little bit and you stall, that's like the strategy.
Oh, yeah. Especially in tournaments.
I was like, wow. Like, I got lucky. I got the guy at the end, but I was like, oh, shit. I didn't come all this way to fucking lose to this motherfucker. Right? I'm not losing. I got to do something. You kept yelling. 45 seconds, 30 seconds, like, gotta do something. You didn't tell me what to do, but like you're counting it down, stressing the urgency, and like, okay, it's now or never, gotta go.
Yeah. I think like I'd rather go down swinging, like trying, than not win and be like, oh, well, nothing happened, or like, oh, I lost a decision. Like, I want to try and win this. If I know I'm up, like I've been attacking the whole match and like, okay, I'll stall this out, but I'm intentionally stalling out. If there's even a doubt in my head, and my wife, she'll coach me because we'll just go to the tournament. She doesn't know anything about jiu-jitsu. She's like, doesn't compete, doesn't know the scores or anything. I'm like, if you feel like I'm losing, I'm probably losing. So just tell me to go. Like I'll just go, and I'll just like open up. And sometimes like awesome results, sometimes it's backfired, but I'd rather play that way. I don't want to just like, oh, I'm just gonna sit here and not do anything.
Yeah. Feel shortchanged afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't put my best foot forward. Yeah.
Never accept defeat. Like even if I'm down, I'm gonna try. And I'd rather get tapped trying to escape than just stay safe and not get tapped. And like, oh well, you still lost. Like, whatever. Let me try and get out.
Like you said, go out swinging. Yeah. You got something to work on for the next tournament, the next comp. Yeah.
All right. What are you guys looking at for the changing the subject completely? What's your most exciting submission battleground match? What are you looking forward to the most?
If you don't say Alika's match, he said it wrong.
Well, he's gonna say Carter because he should.
There's a ton of good matches, man. I mean, that Jeremy and Evan. I mean,
that should be exciting.
Like fire, man. That's like, I'm just waiting to see that because Jeremy is top level, but Evan is
Evan's so good. Evan is so good.
So that's definitely. I mean, that's the headlining event. But yeah, of course, I'm excited for my teammates at Concept, right? Shayna and Maya.
Oh yeah, Shayna and Nicole. That's a good match.
That should be a good matchup. Yeah.
I don't know much about Maya's opponent.
He's from Maui.
Yeah, Aloha, right?
He's from Cascao, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because my cousin is a brown belt over there.
Okay.
And he said, that guy's one of the black belts out there, Cascao.
Okay.
I didn't try to get too much information. I didn't want to like pry and say, oh, what's his style? What is he do, right? Because that's his guy, right? You know what I mean? Maya's my guy, so I didn't really ask. He just said that guy trains out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know much about him.
So, but AJ and Barrett.
Oh, AJ and Barrett. Yeah.
It's going to be sick.
That's a really cool match. Like, Barrett always just comes here and beats up all the guys, but AJ's got to be, like, the top guy, right?
Yeah. That's going to be good, bro.
Yeah, I like
you
that.
and Darren should be on good scrap, too, bro.
I think we're going to sit guard and just play footsies the whole time. It's going to be super boring. Everyone's going to boo us off stage.
It's good, though. I mean, what did they say? 26 black belts? That's pretty nuts, man.
Is that how many?
I thought they said 26 black belts.
That's a good
That's
amount.
pretty nuts, bro.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Oh, and Kaimana. I love Kaimana.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited for Kaimana's match.
Kaimana, she's just...
Can you imagine we have 26 competing black belts on one card? That's crazy.
That's insane, bro.
You go back 10 years, like 26 black belts in the island, maybe?
Barely, yeah.
Yeah. Like, you got 20... Like, how many... There's hundreds right now, just on Oahu. Like, if you did the whole state... Hundreds. It's crazy to think like there's 26 competing black belts.
You know who I'm interested to see compete is Kyle.
Yeah, that would be cool. Like,
Mike Chu.
Some of these guys you haven't seen them. You haven't you know they're good, but you haven't seen them. Like Joey Jordan. Like,
oh yeah,
that's what I'm really excited.
Yeah, when's the last time you saw him compete? Right?
Yeah, he's been so busy with his gym. Like the fact like he's actually getting a chance to compete now is gonna be super exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Kyle was a black belt when Carter and I first started at UFC in town.
Okay.
He was black belt already.
He's good.
Yeah.
He is really good. But yeah, it's cool to see these guys are coming out like, oh yeah, I'll get one more match. I'll compete against these guys. Like when they pulled Rylan out on the last one, I was like, what? Well, Rylan's fighting? Like Rylan's fighting? No, people don't remember Rylan, but he was complete legend. So yeah, it's cool to see these guys back on. And then the MMA fighters, right? We got Ray Cooper and Shane Nelson.
Yeah.
Right. Just seeing them use a different aspect of their mixed martial art skills would be really cool.
It's gonna be a good night of jiu-jitsu. Yeah. I mean, they had it on like KHON2 news.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I had some people at work telling me, oh, there's a jiu-jitsu event, yeah? Like non-jiu-jitsu guys, because they know I do jiu-jitsu. There's a jiu-jitsu event, convention center. Yeah.
You're like, I knew it about like last year.
You're like, oh yeah, my son's on it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good event. Yeah, I kind of wish I had a chance to compete on it. It would have been fun, but so be it.
I'll call you out. Where's Robin at? Next.
That should be a super fun night. And I think hopefully it keeps elevating jiu-jitsu in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Because there's so many schools now, yeah? So many different schools. I mean, I hear commercials on the radio saying, oh, yeah, I do this, like physical activities. And then they say jiu-jitsu as one of the things on the commercial. Like, it's kind of coming more mainstream,
Yeah,
it is.
It's like, wow, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Because before you'd only hear like maybe UFC advertisement commercials or something on the radio.
So yeah, it's coming out. It's good.
I like seeing a lot of gyms. That means a lot of people are doing it. And it's not like, before it'd be like one gym every few towns or whatever. Now you got one town with multiple gyms, and you walk in and like there's people on the match. It's not like, oh, there's 5 guys here. Like there's 15, 20 guys at each gym. It's like, man, this is really cool.
Yeah, even here, like the kids program, I think, beginning of last year, maybe it's like 20s. Like we're high 30s now. So it's even people are getting their kids into it.
That's cool.
So that's super good.
That's
I like
cool.
that. Yeah, adults program here too is getting stronger. So I like that.
I think that's gonna change Hawaii Jiu-Jitsu in general. Is when the kids, they start young. Like you look at Kawai, right? When he started as a child and stuck with it. Like how old were you guys when you started? Janelle, you don't have to say.
Okay.
You were a young woman then.
Yeah,
She's in her
I was
20s.
young.
She's in her 20s.
I was 20.
20.
So I'm 24 now.
Okay.
Yeah, just turned 24.
I think like the days of starting at 20 and getting to black belt and still being competitive, like those days are gone unless you're just a freak athlete or something. Like you got to start now.
Or we don't have time to dedicate at this age.
Oh yeah,
so
not at all.
It's hard. You have jobs.
Yeah.
You have real lives.
Yeah. I mean, before, like you could start in your 20s and still make it to black belt and still be competitive with guys if you took it real serious. Like I think that's over. You look at like the Rutolos, right? Like are they 20, 21 years old? Like we're never catching them. It doesn't matter what you do. Take all the steroids, you're never gonna be good as those two.
Crazy athletic. Yeah. And I mean, I watched some of the kids 80cc.
Oh yeah.
Bro, they're competing like adults already, bro. They're like 10 years old. And they look like freaking adults. They're like all buffed out. Like, is that natural? Like, is that genetics? Or, like, are you feeding your kids something special to get them to look like that?
I hope not.
That's crazy, bro. I see those kids. Damn. Even the techniques they're pulling off, they're doing stuff that adults in our adults class we're not doing.
Yeah.
It's pretty nuts, man.
Yeah, I like seeing that. That's really cool.
I guess it's kind of one of those, like with NFL players, right? The certain I won't call them out, but certain races, that's all they got, right? They have to play football to make it out of that bad area, right? In Brazil, it's jiu-jitsu.
Oh yeah.
Get into jiu-jitsu. Now it's becoming. Craig Jones giving $1 million away.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly, $1 million for jiu-jitsu. That's insane.
So it's it's starting to escalate. Yeah. I've even seen some of the local tournaments. They're giving cash prizes for the open class. I was shocked.
Like $500.
I was shocked.
Yeah,
$500
for
anything.
open.
Like anything. I was surprised to see that.
What's the most non-medal thing you've ever won in a jiu-jitsu tournament?
I don't think I've won anything.
I won a gi and a case of Monster. That's like my biggest win ever.
Which tournament was that?
The case of Monster was Icon.
Okay.
So yeah, that was good. That was a fun tournament. They don't
I keep
have it
hearing
anymore,
about it.
but it was like sub only round robin. So if like 8 guys were in your bracket, you
Damn.
were fighting all 7 of them.
Damn.
You had so many matches, and I think the semifinals on were to the sub. So I had a match that was like no shit, like 40 minutes. It was miserable. Like it was just like who's tougher. It wasn't even who's better at jiu-jitsu, you know?
The grit.
Oh yeah. Those were miserable. They were such good experiences.
Yeah, because I think Carter competed in the last Icon.
Okay.
The last Icon they held at the Blaisdell. It's kind of like one of those smaller side rooms they had it in. He competed in that.
Yeah, those were fun.
I think he was like 16 or something.
Okay.
He was a kid still.
Those were cool tournaments. I remember the rules were like everything goes pretty much, right?
Damn.
So the first match, I sit guard, or pull guard, he was in the gi, and I heel hook the guy. The guy said, you can't heel hook. I'm like, the rules say I can't heel hook.
Anything goes, right?
I don't know. The ref had to go on the side. You can't heel hook. You heel hook. They're like, you can heel hook. I'm like, this is a terrible rule set. I'm going to keep doing it. Oh, those were fun.
Those were fun days. Yeah. You guys plan to compete this year?
Yeah, but I'm not sure which. Well, probably the major tournaments like Asia Open and Worlds, but in terms of like local tournaments, I'm not too sure yet. Depends on who signs up.
All of them. Do all of them.
It doesn't hurt to prep yourself for those tournaments. All right, so you're gonna do Asian Open and
Worlds.
Masters.
Yeah.
Nice. Would you, Eric?
Just Triple Crown.
Triple Crown.
Yeah.
Good. Nothing wrong with Triple Crown competition.
I was thinking about the ADCC Open.
Oh, that'd be cool.
For no-gi.
That'd be real cool.
In somewhere in California.
Sick, bro. That would be sick.
I don't know if I can go. I would like to go.
Those are fun. Those are really fun.
As long as finance not a problem, you should go for it, man.
Before they got real crazy, I went to a couple of trials. Those are fun tournaments. But it's like torturous. That rule set is like its own monster, and to strategize for like no points in the beginning, and oh my gosh, like it's like you step back in the guy's guard just so you can like score when point starts.
You're watching the time.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Not yet,
And like the corners matter because the corners are yelling like very pertinent information, whereas when it always counts, you're like, oh, okay, cool. When there's no points, you're like, oh, okay, cool. At that one, you got to know, like, hey, it's 10 seconds to points. Like, don't pass yet. Just hold right here. And I had a couple where I was, like, almost passed, and I just stopped. Like, I just stopped moving, pinned the guy, and just waited for points until I finished the pass, essentially. Yeah, so it's a cool rule set, but, yeah, I tell guys, like, do ADCC at least once, especially, like, the lower brackets if you're not quite ready for, like, the pro division. It's a fun tournament.
Oh, that'd be sick, Eric.
But study the rules.
Study the rules. Yeah. So I'm set that I know I'm pretty much just do one tournament a year at Masters. Yeah.
It's gonna be Winbrook Shores. Okay. It's a fun tournament.
Yeah, I like it. It's jiu-jitsu nerd heaven.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many matches.
The seminars and everything.
The vendors. I mean, you're standing next to like Shanji and Big O. So it's crazy. Everywhere you turn, there's some celebrity.
Yeah.
There's regular guys over there, right? They're not like, oh, don't come talk to me, right? Okay, take a picture. Okay, yeah, let's go. They're cool. They're just chill guys. I like that.
Yeah.
It's such a different vibe than other celebrities, right?
Yeah.
It's like, no, stay away from me. I'm too busy for you.
Eric, have you traveled and seen any of the gyms, like on the mainland?
I trained in Italy.
Okay.
And France.
Okay.
And I think that's it.
Was there any major differences between there and here?
Routines were pretty much the same. Run in circle, do your lanes, which was surprising me. I thought maybe
they're just speaking in Italian.
Yeah, and then technique and then so it was pretty much the same.
I think jiu-jitsu is cool. Because even the superstars, the professionals, like they're in the classes a lot of times. You get to train with them, you get to hang out with them, and most of them aren't jerks. Especially on the mat. Like even if they are jerks not on the mat, like on the mat, most guys are pretty cool. Like, can you think of another professional sport that's like that? Like, I'm gonna go play with the Lakers. I'm just gonna scrimmage with LeBron right now. You don't get the opportunity. So I tell guys, like, man, take a gi with you, especially if you go somewhere where there's like really like top-notch schools, your Atoses, your AOJs, like go in, drop in. You never know who's gonna be on the mats, and you get around with a Tynan or something. It's like this is great,
Last year, when I went to Japan, so I got to go to a seminar with Mika and Baby Shark. Nice. So that was pretty cool. that was pretty cool. It's funny because this other guy, because Carter didn't come with me, so some other guy was my partner, right? And
okay.
We talked to each other. I mean, we kind of talked to each other, but he didn't really speak English, and of course I don't speak Japanese, but the technique, right? So then he said something like, "Oh, do you speak Japanese?" And then our common language is jiu-jitsu, right? So you don't need to speak the same language, but you can speak jiu-jitsu. That's good enough, right? Especially in a class situation.
That's really cool.
So that was fun. Yeah, that was fun. I kind of wish I got to row one of them, but it didn't line up. That would have been fun, but
in that kind of seminar, they get like picked up real fast to roll.
So for that one, the way they did it is they let the black belts go. If the black belts wanted to go, then they would. And so I think they did like 3 rows, a couple hard rows of black. So the crazy thing to me, right, is these guys are high-level competitors. You're going to go in there and you're going to try to go hard with them? Why? They're just going to destroy you, right? This one lady was there, like, I don't know who she thought she was. She tried to go hard against Baby Shark. He just wrecked her.
Gosh.
He just demolished her. I'm thinking to myself, why are you trying so hard? He's just going to toy with you, right? Like, I would have just been honored just to be on the mat to roll with him, right? Like the time we went to, what's that, Kaizen. And Marcelo was there. So I got to roll with Marcelo. He just destroyed me, but I didn't care. It was just the idea that
didn't matter what you did.
I was just there. Like, he tapped me in like 15 seconds, but I don't care. Like, I got to roll with this guy. Like, he's just a legend. I mean, he's at such a high level, That's all I want to do. I don't want to say, oh, I tapped him. Like, yeah, right.
And if he decides to turn it up, you can't control that,
There's
right?
nothing I can do. Probably could close my eyes and put one hand behind my back and his back and still get me. Didn't even need to try.
It's a weird concept. Like, people are trying to prove themselves, especially in a seminar where the guy came and he's teaching stuff. Like, man, feel what they're doing. Like understand what makes them better than everybody else.
Yeah, she was trying to force her will on him and trying to go hard, and he just wrecked her. So he was kind of just kind of going with it. After a while, he just said, you know what? I could see he's like, you know, I'm tired of this. Okay, I'm just gonna choke you out.
Yeah, I'm done with this.
I'm gonna take your back, choke you out, finish you. Okay, come again, come hard again. Okay, just toying with her.
I know I've seen guys in the seminars, like they're scared or like intimidated to go ask the guys to roll. I'm like, oh, can I get around? Can I get around? Like, I'm honored to just, like you said, like just spar with them once. Like, it's really
just
cool.
To feel what they're doing, just to kind of just get that, you know, that roll. Yeah. Say, I rolled with him. He destroyed me, but we rode.
I like to feel what separates them from everyone else, because like there's all these black belts everywhere, and there's guys that are really good, and then there's like your elite guys. Like, what are they doing different, and what is it that separates them from everyone else? And it seems like everyone I've rolled with that was, you know, like, oh, multiple-time world champion, multiple-time ADCC, whatever. Like the ones that were like in that like rarefied air, there was something where like he's the best at this, or like, you know, I would say like Marcelo has the best timing. Like Hoffa's just Hoffa. Like there's just something special. Like Craig Jones, like he doesn't look strong, but when he grabs you, you're like, oh my gosh, like what is happening? And it's like, it's cool to be like, oh, this is why so and so successful. You know, like, yeah, you can't train for that. You're born with this God-given talent, but it's cool to experience it and feel it, understand it, right? So anyways, what else are we talking about?
So it's you know, our little small man brand, right? I think we started it. We're probably like maybe about a little less than 2 years into it. Carter and I just kind of fooled around, came up with a name. I would say we have some small notoriety. People will walk up, hey, your guys are small man. It's kind of funny because Carter told me he went to Keikoa, and the guy that he competed with at the last submission battleground was there. I think he was watching the show.
Oh, Sebastian.
Yeah, Sebastian was there. Yeah. And then Sebastian's friend was there too. So Carter and Sebastian were talking, and then Sebastian's friend told Carter, hey, your dad is small man, huh? So Carter was like, oh yeah. He never like says me and my dad. I said maybe we should have been small men. So, I was like, but then he said, well, dad is not long men, it's long man, right? You know, the Kauai guys, right? So it's kind of how we kind of came up with the name, kind of homage to the long men guys. Yeah. Because one of Carter's good friends comes down from Kauai. He goes to long man. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's how we came up with that.
What's the cutoff? Is it height? Is it weight? What makes you small man versus like medium man?
It's kind of funny. It's
good question.
It's kind of funny.
Can women apply for small man?
It's kind of funny because I was just thinking about this, right? Because so we do private sessions at home, and then we have a couple of the parents of the kids that started. So the parents come, and they're big. I mean, they're like 6 feet, like 220, but they're part of small man. So I'm thinking it's not so much stature, it's more the style of your jiu-jitsu. Okay. So I'm thinking you can be big or you could be a female, but the technique is what makes you that small man.
I gotcha.
Right?
I gotcha.
It's funny, I was just thinking about that, right? You don't have to be small. It helps. Like Eric is a member, right? You're a member. You're not a man, but you can be part of it. But yeah, it's just that the style of your jiu-jitsu, right? The way that you play. Yeah. And I think because we're small, we can get into areas and do things that bigger guys can't. Yeah. They're not as flexible, so then that kind of limits some of that. But some of the mindsets, behind it. So we're having fun with it. I mean, at some point, Carter talks about maybe we have our own gym, but we'll see. We're still trying to figure out where that all goes, right? So we just do the small private things on the weekend. And, we enjoy teaching the classes here. We build a good friendship with all the people that come to the class. So it's kind of like, it's like a hangout more than a class the way I see it, right? Yeah. People come, we hang out, we talk story, we show them stuff, we roll. It's a friendship, right? It's not like, oh, we're the instructors and we're better than you. I never think of it that way. Because we always learn stuff from people. Yeah.
That's true.
So we enjoy that. We love jiu-jitsu. I don't know where my life would be without jiu-jitsu, to be honest with you, right? I mean, I spend so much time either training, coaching, watching videos, listening to podcasts, scheming about different stuff. It's funny because I keep telling Carter we need some sort of an intro to our videos, right? Okay. So then I said, I'm trying to write like a rap. And he goes, oh, what, like Alika's?
Oh yeah, come over. We'll record it. We'll make a good one.
So I was writing some verses. I came up with maybe like 10 verses, and he looked at it and goes, oh, that's not bad. I go, oh, yeah, I know. I was just playing around. I was watching my granddaughter's basketball game, so I said, I got some time to kill. I wrote different techniques, and I try to make some rhymes with it, right? Just to fool around, right? Make it a little, make it a little more professional. Like, you know, Maile Girl, she comes out with all these nice intros,
yeah,
and graphics and all that, right? Trying to work that so my videos look a little bit more professional.
What do you guys have now for your intro? Just starts?
It just starts.
Yeah.
It just starts. So it's usually like, "What's up, guys?" And that's how we always start. How's it going?
Theme song.
Monday.
Yeah.
So
with the theme song.
We actually talked about having Eric write us a little riff.
Yeah, he
that'd
asked
be
me.
That'd be cool.
Like a little riff, you know.
I was like, well, at that time, I wasn't that well versed in making, but I could probably try now.
We would love that.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Yeah. Then we can make something unique on our videos, you know, the intro or the outro. Yeah. Little guitar riff.
But you need a picture behind the music, like da 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 da.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Small man jiu-jitsu.
Post it at the beginning of every video, then kick in. What's up, guys?
My nephew does like sort of graphic arts, computer game stuff. So I asked him to try to work on creating me a new logo. So he's kind of working on it. I don't know if he got busy with school, so he hasn't done it.
You gotta use like AI, man. There was this new Chinese AI they got going on. You just like give me an image, and then just every day get like 5 until you get a good one.
I feel like you guys should do like a caricature of both you and Carter or something like that or something.
That'd be cool.
That was the thought with those bobbleheads.
Yeah.
But didn't quite come up. Carter doesn't quite look right. Everybody looks a little off, right? Like it looks like me. It doesn't look like me. But Carter looks, I don't know, skin tone or something, a hairline, something just
Do we have a sample sticker somewhere around here?
doesn't quite look right.
I remember when you showed me, I thought it was Marcelo Garcia. I think it was you. Yeah, I was like, is that Marcelo?
you gotta have like the police lineup with the height behind. There's like 5 feet. You guys are underneath it.
Small man. Yeah. So we're trying to work on a new logo. We have stickers. We have patches. At some point, I want to try to do like a T-shirt or something.
That'd be cool.
I need a new logo first,
That'd be cool.
Because that simple circle one could be the front and then something for the back. So
Okay.
we're trying to work on something for that.
We should do rash guards. We do rash guards.
Rash guard, yeah.
I was thinking, you know how Pat has the monster sheep. We was like, we're gonna do baby lambs. Right, here's the kicker, right? The only size you have is medium.
Medium.
Like a small man baby lamb.
the biggest size.
Yeah, that's the only size. That's all you can get.
One size fits all.
We don't sell no large, no XLs, nothing. You just medium and that's it.
I would love to see Pat's reaction when you show up to open mat. You'd be like,
We'll call him out, yeah.
Well, it would take about 3 of us standing together to maybe be his size, right?
No, who's the guy Pat's fighting?
Oh, I forget who he's fighting.
That guy doesn't look. I don't know the picture's doing him justice. That guy doesn't look anywhere near his size. So either the picture's bad or that guy is like the toughest dude out there. Cause, what was his name?
Brendan?
Mervin?
Oh, Mervin?
Merville
Lipsy?
Merville Lipsy, yeah. Like, I was like, oh, this is interesting. But the pictures look like one really big Pat and like a normal sized human being. I'm like, oh,
Pat is huge.
He's scary.
I still remember that tournament where he kind of toyed with Brendan and he's kind of spinning around in circle. Yeah, like 120-pound weight difference or something.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
He just flew him around.
But Pat, when he's competing, is like on. Like if I saw him in a bracket, I'm not fighting you. Like I'll concede because he is coming to get it.
Yeah.
I think that's how you gotta compete. But he's so good and his technique is so tight. I mean, like when he locks stuff up, it's like instant breaks, right? Like he's terrifying.
Yeah, I look at him. Yeah, it's very intimidating.
Yeah, but I love watching him compete. But I would never fight him because he's scary. He's so much fun to watch compete. It was like a fight to win or something. Like he flipped the guy with the turtle armbar where you pick the guy up.
Oh yeah.
Like dude, I'm doing a super fight. Like
it's almost unfair to be that big and that
and that good.
That mobile. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We gotta get Pat on championship fights. Yeah, because he's something else.
Pat versus Marcelo. No, just joking.
That would actually be kind of cool.
Yeah.
That would actually be kind of cool because Marcelo fights open weights. I don't know if you do it at this age, but that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Because Pat's like, I don't know if people are ducking him or not, but like I know a lot of guys like I don't want to fight him. Like I don't want to fight him.
I wouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if I was his size, I don't know if I would want to.
Yeah. I mean, first you got to be in the area of his size, and then he's super good. He's probably still the best big guy. Like I would assume people are just like, I don't want to fight Pat. Like
recruit him to small man.
Yeah, cut him into little pieces.
Get him in the small T-shirt.
Maybe his part of his leg can be in small man.
Oh man. Oh.
You're right. Yeah. So, again, like I said, I mean, even in the class, right? I'm so appreciative for people to show up. I mean, I think sometimes people take for granted that people will show up to your class.
Yeah.
And so that's why at the end of the class, I always make sure to thank people, right? Because they could be doing anything else.
Yep.
Right? They could be going to another gym. They could be doing some other thing. But we're so thankful for people showing up, and then we're able to share some of the knowledge that we have, right? And then guys like you show up. You get other black belts that show up too, right?
Yeah.
That help us in the class. So we really appreciate everybody that comes to the class. It's such a great community, the jiu-jitsu in general. You think that because you're trying to like not hurt people, but you're trying to strangle them or try to break that there'd be some animosity, or it wouldn't be such a close-knit friendship. But it's weird. I feel like if I didn't have jiu-jitsu, I'd probably have this many friends. I mean, like real close friends. But now with jiu-jitsu, like I can't even count all the people that I consider my close friends.
Yeah. And like completely different demographics.
Exactly. Like, there's people I 100% guarantee if I didn't do jiu-jitsu with them, there's no way we would cross paths.
Yeah.
No way at all. They're so different. They're just totally different walks of life. I mean, I train with 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
There's likelihood that a 60-year-old man's going to have 20-year-old friends. Right? It just doesn't happen. Right? It's like, what's wrong with you? Why don't you grow up with your old age, right? But jiu-jitsu.
Why are you hanging out with Grandpa? Your Grandpa keeps choking me out.
But yeah, I love jiu-jitsu. Yeah, and I hope I can do it to the last day on earth.
Yeah.
That's my goal.
Yeah. I mean, just being able to be on the mats. I think the social aspect is so big. The networking of like you're gonna be interacting with people that you wouldn't, and their network is now open to you because you're friends with them. Because like you wouldn't be friends with them in any other version of life. But it's cool. Like definitely take advantage of that kind of stuff. That's the outro.
I think that does it. I think.
I like it.
Appreciate everybody joining in, and our cameraman there, support staff.
Well, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
That was fun.
Thank you guys.